Hey there, and welcome back to Get Going Fast, the place where we are getting into this excellent hobby of AI in a manner that's hopefully kind of quick and a little bit understandable for you, where maybe you're going to learn something. So we have been playing with Wan2.1 for the last week. I think we are all like Wan2.1 and all the way up to here, and it's glorious, right? Like sometimes you say, I've had it up to here and I'm done. We've had it up to here, and it's like, come on, we need some more, because it really has been excellent. Generation. We've really turned the corner. This is a kind of clean level stuff. We were waiting for so long with the Hunyuan image, the video, and it came, but it came in the package of on 2.1. Soon we're going to be seeing Laura's. We're going to be seeing fine tuning of this model. It's going to be incredible. So this is really just the beginning. What we want to talk about today is getting this working for ComfyUI. Now in the past, we have used the Kijai models to go ahead and get this working, but ComfyUI itself has actually added updates to it. So actually you can go straight into your ComfyUI and update it there, and it's going to use some different models. And now, why does this matter if you've already got it done in the other way, using the Kijai models? Well, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked it. So the difference that we're going to be seeing here, the reason is because the Kijai workflows are using a little bit different models, and the ComfyUI versions have adapted models to work with theirs. Okay. Now, the Kijai ones are quantized. They're made for quick use and this and that. The ComfyUI ones seem to also be somewhat quantized, but they're just, again, they're different models. So the workflow that we got out of the last time, if we ran it with these models, it would not work. And when we actually go over here and we start using the workflow for the ComfyUI ones, it's not going to work with our already down ones. So in other words, you're going to be having to double up on models. Okay. So is that efficient? No. Okay. But does it actually make things easier for us to use? Also, no, but it is something that just what it is. So I'm going to show you how to get through that, get this installed. So regardless of which workflow you get, you're not going to be banging your head against the table saying, why is this not working? Because you'll be ready. Okay. So we're going to get into that. But before we do, thank you for liking the channel and subscribing to the channel, liking the video, all that good stuff, hitting that notification button, yelling it up with your neighbor, just going, yo, and then they're like, what? And you're like, get going fast. Right? So I do appreciate you spreading the word like that. Okay. Also appreciate if you do find these videos helpful, do subscribe to the getgoingfast.pro site. Also, there's a button down there that says, you can send a little thanks and, hey, this really helped me out. And that puts a couple bucks in my pocket and keeps me going down the road, keeps me eating cheeseburgers and fries so that I have the sustenance to come out here and share this information with you on a daily and weekly basis. So we're going to pop in here to updating our ComfyUI, and I guess there ain't nothing left to say, but yo, let's do it. All right, so let's switch on over here to our browser as usual. And what we're going to end up doing is we need to find this page here, the ComfyUI examples. Now, there are a few different pages out there that are going to give you some how to do on this, but we're going to go look for this one. And we're going to do this just by typing ComfyUI Wan 2.1. And it's going to bring up a few different pages. We want this one, the GitHub pages, and it is here at comfyanonymous.github.io. So yoing it up on the IO, and that is going to bring us over to this page. Now you're going to see here, it's pretty much the same instructions as the last time we did it. These are actually a little bit more straightforward, but we're going to put this file in the text encoders folder. Then we're going to put this file in the VAE folder. Okay. We're going to have to look at the diffusion models. Okay. Those are over here. So we can switch over here and we'll be able to see the different ones. Again, this is pretty much similar to the Kijai ones that we looked at, but they're just small differences that are going to make it better. But we're going to download those, and then we're going to have our workflow. So here's our text to video. Now it's these things to get the workflow, all you have to do is actually download. You have to just drag it into the screen. I'll show you how to do that. And then here's our image to image. Notice we're going to have our 480p one, which is the only thing that's really going to work for us. And then here's the 720p model. So obviously 720p is a little bit cooler, but you're not going to be able to run that. Okay. I'm not going to be able to run that with my machine, especially with unquantized stuff, but I'm going to show you how to set it up so you can play with it. So first thing that we're going to need to do is you need to get your ComfyUI up and loaded. So here we go. Over here we have ComfyUI going on. Okay. And let's move this out of the way so you can see what's going on here. Now, obviously I don't have a workflow loaded up, but first thing you need to do, okay, is you need to click on this little manager button here, and it's going to bring this up, and you need to click here where it says update ComfyUI. So you're going to click that. You can notice all this stuff down here starts popping up and going, and it's going to load stuff up. It's going to bring down the new nodes, and the new nodes are going to include how to run Wan2.1. Okay. So once this is done, we're just going to click that restart button. We'll click confirm. Okay. You see up here, it says that it's reconnecting. All right. And you can't see it at the moment, but the command line is going boom, and then it's done. All of a sudden you saw that green signage. So let's close this out. And then you just kind of reload the screen by hitting the reload button. Okay, now we're going to have all of the stuff that we need to run Wan2.1. We're still going to have to download the models, but we have the basic backend. We have the wiring. We have the what's going to make it so that it works. Okay, so here's what we do to get it going. Let's go over to our instructions. Okay. And the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to click on this. Okay. Now you can't quite see it on your screen, but you see that don't sign there. That's because I clicked the screen and I've dragged it. Okay. So I'm holding the mouse, but I'm dragging it. I'm going to take it up here to our ComfyUI, and it's going to switch over there. And then I'm just going to let it go. And then notice what it did. It popped it up there. So the workflow is built into the image. Okay. So all you got to do is drag the image in. Now notice it says here, when loading this graph of following node types are not found, web, save web. I don't know why that is happening. I wish that I had a better answer for you. I can't tell you it doesn't matter. So I'm going to right click on it and I can just click. I'm just going to remove it. Okay. Who needs it? And then I can go ahead and up here to workflow, and I can save this or export this workflow onto my computer so that I don't have to drag this every time. But notice we're here, we have our basic text to video workflow going. But now let's go over here to our load diffusion models, and you're going to look at the exact one that we have here, Wan2.1 underscore t2v underscore 1.3b underscore fp16. Okay, say that 5 times real fast, right? Now, we have some of these downloaded already if we've already done the other installation, okay? And you can click and you'll see like, well, I have one of these 1.2vs, but notice this one's like this one says 1.2 underscore, not 2.1, and it's still basically the same thing, 1_3b. Well, you would think that it wouldn't matter, okay? That you're like, well, let me just use what I already downloaded. I'm telling you, it does matter. You'll run into errors, okay? And I know this because I played with this and tried doing stuff without downloading the exact ones from this. So when you're using the Kijai video workflow from the last one we did, you need those models. When you're using this workflow, you need the workflow models that come from these directions. So it's not that difficult. We just click back over here and let's just march through here. So here it says text encoder and VAE. So it says this one goes in the ComfyUI models text encoder folder. No, not a big deal. So you just click on that bad boy. Okay. It's going to bring us over here. Okay. It says we need the FP8 one. So we're just going to go over here and we'll click on this little down arrow. When this thing pops up, and I'm not sure if you can see that or not. I guess you can. We're just going to go over to where our folder is. There's our ComfyUI ComfyUI, there's our models, and then we're going to put it in the text encoders thing. Okay, so you just click save, and you are done. Okay, I've already done it. I'll go ahead and replace it just to keep it there. But then we'll go back again. Now the next thing, Wan2.1 VAE safe tensor. So same thing. We'll just click that. Now it says this file started with get LFSMs from large files. The SILDEL, so let's click the download. Same thing. This one's going to go over and it's going to go into our VAE. So notice we're in the text encoders. I'll just press this up arrow and then we'll go over here to VAE. Same thing. Then we're just going to click it and we save it. Go back. Okay. Now we go to our diffusion models here. Okay. So this one here, what we need to do is we'll say this workflow requires the Wan2.1 t2v 1.3v ft16 safe tensors file. So let's do this. We'll right click on this, go open link and new tab. Okay. And what do we see? Wan2.1 underscore t2v. So we're going to find it on here. And this was the one. Okay, it was this one here. Okay, so you can go through here. Notice these ones have 14B. One, we only got 2 of them that are 1.13. So we can go ahead, same thing. You click it, and then it told us to put it here in the diffusion models folder. Okay, so click save. And then now if we go back to our, now we should have everything here. Now if we go back to our ComfyUI over here, here's a fox moving quickly in a beautiful winter scene. We're going to change this, say, cowboy rides his horse. Across a stream. The stream has the horse, I don't know, the horse steps softly amongst stones. That was a wonderful thought. Okay, so like, okay, and then you'll go ahead and do it. I don't know actually why I bothered typing that because I'm not going to run this, but well, I guess but I don't want to freak out my system because I got a lot going on. But you'll basically have everything that's here. You won't have to change anything. So then when you go and you press Control Enter, okay, if there are any errors, okay, so this one had an error, so we got to go ahead and make sure we choose the one that we had. So we can look at it here and find the exact one. It's, oh, I didn't actually download this. So let me get that downloaded. You see when it pointed up like red like that, that shows that it wasn't there. So that's actually a nice thing to know. I was messing with the image to video. I didn't get this one. So let's pause this really quick and get that. And then we'll, okay. And you'll see that I downloaded it, hit that button, and then all of a sudden everything is flowing real easy again here, back to the green. Now this is going to take a while because like I said, I've got stuff going on with this video, and then this is not the quantities. If I was using the Kijai models, this would take maybe about 90 seconds to make. Notice my steps are 30. That's not that high. I could actually drop them down even lower if I wanted to go faster. But this will take a couple minutes with this this particular model. So I'll tell you what, I will pause it and then we can come back and take a look at it here in a second. And there we go. Okay, so let's see how it turned out here. Let's go to our queue. There we go. Hi-yo. So notice it's kind of vibrant and brightish. So I could use a different VAE on there. Possibly you could play around with different VAEs. Could do your negative thing over here. Just try some different stuff maybe to fix up those colors a little bit. But there you go. So we updated ComfyUI. We got the text to video. Now, if we wanted to go ahead, if we want to go ahead and work with the image and video, we do the same thing. We go down here and then notice that I'm going to grab this. Again, you can't quite see it, but you do see the, that thing there. So I'm going to go up here to the tab where this is. And then all I got to do is drop that in there. And it's going to have the same issue. If someone knows why that WebM thing is, I haven't figured out how to update that. I'll put it in the directions, but I just deleted it. It's not needed. Oh, You can also save it over here just by right clicking. By the way, when it's done, you can right click and save as, but same thing. So now you just, you're going to have to be looking at the models. If we go back over to here, you're going to see that we have everything that we needed up here, but then all we have to do is this workflow requires this model. Now this is 30 gigabytes. This is a large model. Okay. So, this will take some time. And then you notice this one, we need this clip vision H safe tensors. Okay. So, same thing, but I want you to notice this one goes in your clip vision folder. So in the same place as all the other ones, there's a folder called clip vision. There's a clip vision _g.safe tensors that's running around, will not work. You need this one. And then, when you do get it done, you'll be able to just, again, choose an image, put it in there, and then do something like this. Cowboy smiles and removes his hat. Okay. And, same thing, you'll just do your steps, all of this, and then you'll just go ahead and run it. And see, I have them all in there. So everything is just going to green light through them. So once more, I'll go ahead and pause this so we can kind of see the result of how this turns out. But basically, this is it. We went to our manager, we updated the ComfyUI, we restarted, we reloaded, and then we found this page over here. And all we had to do was just download these, put them in the right folder, okay, get the correct diffusion model. It's the same thing. This one over here, your Wan2.1, we found.
Okay, I went ahead and just canceled this because I had too much going on my machine and it chunked it down, and so I just reset. But you will see that this works when you get to do it yourself as well. So we're going to go ahead and end it there. You got ComfyUI updated. You got the new ones going here. Now, when you're on Reddit or you're on somewhere and you get a new workflow, if it's not working, you'll know why. So, oh, well, maybe I needed these other models. So you are actually set up now pretty good to be able to run whatever's thrown at you. And I'm telling you, with this stuff, there are always new models coming, or not models, new workflows coming. Same thing happened with LTX, man. It got to a point. Remember, like when cell phones first started coming out, and we got our little Samsung tabs, and they got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and pretty soon, like people, I mean, literally, people were walking around with phones that were like, I mean, it was insane. It was kind of like, evolution. The dinosaurs they get so big, and then they just get too big, and then they came back down again. And that's what happens with workflows. Workflows just, they get more complicated, more complicated, more complicated. They get massive, and then they just kind of collapse under their own weight, and then it gets back down to simplistic. So you'll see the same thing with Wan2.1, but now you're set because you've got different models. You have different ways to run them, understanding there is a difference between the Kijai workflows and the ComfyUI workflows, the Comfy Anonymous workflows, I should say, because they both use ComfyUI, but Comfy Anonymous is the company that puts it out, and that is putting out its own workflow. Anyway, okay, blah, 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 blah. We're going to end it there. You guys have a good rest of your night. We will catch up later. Remember, you can always get a quick installer of this over at the getgoingfast.pro. If you don't want to deal with this, just go over there, grab it, click it. It's going to do it all for you, and you will be generating in minutes. Okay, also go check out Music, Jim Day, and the Better Stories on Spotify, iTunes, all that good stuff. And in the meanwhile, we will catch you later, and stay good, yo.